So hello everyone and welcome along to this live webinar. So in this webinar, we are going to speak about the Lendlord platform and focus on how you can manage and store your data online using Lendlord. The agenda for today, first I will start with a brief overview about Lendlord, like in 5 minutes, just to give you a high-level overview about the entire functionality. And then we will drill down to the webinar topic. We'll start with how you can upload properties to the platform. It can be either one by one or using Excel spreadsheet. Then we discuss how you can filter, slice and dice your data, how you can customize different portfolio views. So the views are very powerful tools, so you can customize this specific view for a specific purpose. Then we discuss about key event reminders, how you can get alerts on due dates, etc. We'll also demo how you can upload and store relevant documents on the property level and also on the tenancy level. We'll discuss also how you can manage your tenants and tenancies, and what is the best way to review the data and get the insights on an ongoing basis. In the end, we'll have session for questions and answers. If you have questions during the demo, feel free to put it on the chat, and Sarel from our team will either answer or will ask it, and then I try to answer with the demo if it's related to the topic. If not, we will answer everything in the end. So let's start. So before we start with the topics, I want to give you a high-level overview about the Lendlord platform. Okay, so Lendlord, basically, we separate the functionalities into 3 main packages: invest, manage, finance. In the invest part of the platform, you can source properties. So we have data available of properties that are now up for sale in online auction houses all around the UK. And you can apply filters and basically get the properties that you're usually looking at and get information about the property. If you click on the open market, you will see tens of thousands of properties that are now up for sale from agents. You can click on the property and review the details of each property, and you can also see the analysis. The analysis is the second part of the invest functionality. On the analysis, we have a deal analyzer for rental properties. So you can start with typing an address, receiving some information about this address in terms of the property type, the EPC level, the size of the property, and some information about the postcode, and then start to analyze. You just need to put 2 data inputs: the purchase price and the expected monthly rent. And then using the defaults, the platform will generate the first year metrics and the long-term metrics. Starting this point, you can start and tweak the data and add the information you want and see how it can impact your metrics. You can also get some nice reports to the deal, export to PDF and share with others, and also can get some information about a given postcode in terms of capital growth, property demand, some statistics about crime, what is the current rental demand in the area, prices per square foot, and some information about demographics in terms of politics, commute method, and age. So basically, in the invest part, you have almost everything you need in order to grow your property portfolio and look for other opportunities. This webinar is not on the invest part, but I just wanted to provide you with a brief overview on this part. The second part of the platform is the manage functionality. And this webinar will focus on this side of the platform. And here you can manage your entire portfolio and all the details. You can apply filters and different views. You can manage your tenants and tenancies. You can track your rent collection. You can receive valuable insights about your portfolio. The available lenders is basically also related to the finance side. So you can see which lenders are available for you for a new mortgage, which lenders are not, and basically what is the reason. And you can also manage your cash flow. So on the transactions part of the platform, you can link your bank account and get the live feed from your bank account and allocate the expenses and the income transactions to specific properties. And on the profit and loss, you can review the net cash flow, the income and expenses per for your portfolio, and also you can filter and see it for specific properties. On the cash flow side, you can also see the expenses breakdown and get valuable reports in terms of P&L and in terms of tax. The third part of the platform is the finance. And Lendlord, basically based on the data that you upload to Lendlord, you can find financial products that can help you finance your next deal or help you in terms of refinance. And it starts with just decide who is the applicant for this specific mortgage. And then you can apply some, put some values in the filters and get the live products. Basically, we have a live feed from 27 Tech, is a sourcing platform. So you can see which rates are now available based on your profile. And you can also play with the applicant. So if I will change it to a different applicant, I might get other products. You can also check if you apply as a company and see what products are available. And again, this is just a brief overview of this because the webinar will focus on the managed side of the platform. We also provide bridging finance, and bridging finance, here we act as a lender. So Lendlord basically performs the underwriting and lend the money eventually. And once you apply for either a mortgage or bridging finance, you will have an online application. So you can review the process and get notifications on any progress that your application made. I think that's all in high level. The buy and sell is something new that we've just added. And the first phase of the buy and sell will be an auction house, internal auction house of Lendlord. It will be Lendlord auction house managed and powered by the network auction. So the first step, we ask user that interested to sell their properties, they can apply here. There are many benefits for auction. There are also some disadvantages. So you can speak with our team and we can discuss the advantages and the disadvantages. And we are aiming to launch our first auction in December. So this is the high level overview. Now let's get back to the agenda. So let's start with how you can upload your first property, or how you can upload several properties to Lendlord. So I will go from the menu to manage my portfolio. So my portfolio, this is the place to manage the data of your portfolio. We store more than 150 data points on each property. And in order to add new property, basically, or more than one property, you have two options. One is to click on add property. And then using the right sidebar, you can put the information. So the right sidebar is separated by sections. So in the general fields, we'll ask you to put the address, postcode, date of purchase, what was the purchase price, what is the current estimated value of the property. If you're not sure, you can use our API with property data. But of course, it's just an indication. It's not 100% accurate, but it can give you some indication about the property value. You can use it or just use your own estimation. the rental income of this property, the ownership. That is very important because based on the ownership, then after that you will be able to filter your portfolio or your account. So if it's a private or company, and if it's a private, who are the owners? So for instance, I put James in 50% and Kate the other 50. It can be a company ownership, and then you can select a company. You can create as many companies as you want and manage them in on your Lendlord account. Let's keep it private in this case. Then you have the mortgage fields. Here you will put all the mortgage details, and you have the other sections. Property details, if you want to enhance the data and put more information about the property, and then some details about your providers and suppliers for the utilities, the details about your Lendlord insurance, and we will discuss the alerts and the reminders. Every time you put an end date here, the platform will create reminder, and you can control it from your settings page that I will show it afterwards. So you can control the frequency of getting the alerts in emails, or if you use our mobile apps, you can also get notifications to your mobile app. So the dates basically can be entered here, and there is another way to enter dates. I will show it afterwards. The gas safety certificate, you can put the start date and the due date again to get a reminder, the next electrical check date, the energy performance details. You can also put the certificate number here. And if you have any other financial products, you can also store them here. So the good thing with Lendlord is there are no mandatory fields. So you can start with just typing the address and some initial details, click done, and then afterwards you can continue and add more data and tweak the data. The other option is to use a spreadsheet. So here I will click add and then upload portfolio CSV. You need to, so if you maintain a spreadsheet with your portfolio data, you just need to store it as a CSV and make sure that the column titles in it are in the first row, and you can also need to keep those formats. But then in one click, basically you can get the information into Lendlord. So I just uploaded the CSV file, I click upload, then I just need to map my fields in the spreadsheet to the platform fields. Click continue. I will not do it now. You will need to confirm the data, click approve, and all the data will be on your Lendlord account. And start at this point, just hover over the property row, click edit, and then you can change the data, add more data using the right sidebar. Okay, so basically this is the topic, how you can upload property details. So let's now discuss how you can filter the data that you entered to Lendlord. So again, we are still on my portfolio. Excuse me. So if you can see on the top right, you have 4 different filters. The left one are the properties filter. So you can deselect all properties and then select specific one just to review this property and the high level summary of this property. But then if I want to see those 2 properties together, you can just need to tick the checkbox, and then you can see those properties. The second filter is the prospect properties. So if you use the deal analyzer and you saved a property that you just analyzed as a prospect property, it can also be visible on my portfolio. So you just need to select the prospect property. The color is more gray, but you can see this property as well. You can change to the performance view, and you can see also the metrics from the deal analyzer. and then basically you can select another prospect and you can compare two prospect properties. Just to make it easier, I will deselect the existing properties, and then I can order by any column and I can compare two properties together. Another option that you can do with those filters. So let's say that your current portfolio contains 3 properties and you want to see how it will look if you buy this property, for instance. So you can see the high level summary changes based on what you have just added. So those are these two, the two filters to filter your properties. The third filter is the owner's filter. So let me just remove the prospect ones. So here you can filter the data by owner. So the default is to see all owners together, but I can just check James and I can see just the properties that James owns in some percentage. Doesn't mean that he owns all of them 100%. Then I can select Kate. You can see she owns only 2 properties. And if I can basically manage unlimited owners in one account, you can also use the team members and invite partners to your Lendlord account. So if you are 3 owners managing one portfolio, you can all see this, like work on the same dashboard with different credentials and logins. Okay, so another important thing that you can do. So let's say that Dan owns just some percentage of these 4 properties. So if you use this toggle bar, show values by percentage, you can see that the equity went down because basically the platform calculates the equity of Dan based on his percentage ownership. So this is also something that you should be aware of. And the last filter is the ownership. So here you can see just the all properties that are owned by an individual or properties that are owned by a company. And here also you can select a specific company and review just the data of this company. Important note about the filters, you will see them as well on the profit and loss page. So if you want to see, for instance, the metrics in terms of the cash flow for a specific property, you can see it, or for a specific owner. Let's take just James. And again, you can use this toggle to see what is the share of James in terms of the monthly cash flow, for instance. And also you can use the ownership filter also in this screen. And you can also use it on, excuse me, on the reports page, for instance. So for instance, if you look at the P&L report, you can apply the same filters.
Aviram?
Yes.
Graham Scott is asking if he's able to have more than 2 owners for a property yet, right now.
Yeah, I think we've added this feature. So just go to the property. Let's click edit. So it will be on the general fields section. I click add owner. So let's try. So James is 34, then Kate 33. And yes, you can add third owner done 33%. And the property is 443. Yeah, so it will verify that like the date. So this is something that important to know. Like my portfolio data, if you update the data, it will be stored under this month. So any change will be logged for the last 5 years. So if you now, I change now the ownership, so the platform asks me if it was a mistake and this is the right ownership, and I will update, or I want to change the ownership of this property starting this date. So let's say that today we change the ownership, I click update, and then the platform will store the change just in starting November 2022. On the dashboard, portfolio overview, you can see the growth of your portfolio. So for instance, if I go to the portfolio growth, the value, so if you change the value of a given property, the platform will store it 5 months backwards. You can also see it for a specific property if you click on the door icon, the property page, so you can see the chart of the specific property. So if you, for instance, if you work on my portfolio in February and you change the value from 645 to 660, the platform will log this change that there was increase in the value. So you can also track the appreciation of the property over time. Okay, so I think I answered this question. Let's continue with the agenda. So this was how you can filter the data. Next topic, how you can customize different portfolio views. So this is another powerful tool. So above the main table, you can see the views drop down. So the platform created for you some predefined views, for instance, the default view. So these are basically the fields that we thought that most likely will be of interest for you, but you can change them using the columns drop down. So you can basically untick some of the columns and you can add other ones. You can also change the order by drag and drop. So basically, if I want to put it, let's say not the last one, but here I can change, or I can change it to other place, then click Save Default View, and you will see the ownership as well. And there are other views. For instance, the performance view will take the data from the cash flow side of the platform. So you can see what was the last 12 months cash on cash for this property, what was the gross yield for this property. You can just order by a column and see from top to bottom or the opposite. So it's very powerful to use this order by for each column. And the performance view is basically a great way to assess the performance of your properties. And you can also see the high level of the metrics in at a glance. Then the equity view, I really like this view because there are only two fields, equity and loan to value. So you can see your current equity position on each property and the current loan to value. The mortgage view basically contains all the details that a mortgage broker or a mortgage lender will want to see. And you can export any view easily. Just click on export to Excel. Then you have your portfolio schedule in Excel spreadsheet. You can send it over very easy. And of course, if you want, you can add more columns to this view, or you can order by, or can you remove columns, very customizable. It's very customizable. Then if you want, you can create your own view. So you just click on add new view, just name it and select the views you want to see. If you just want to see address, postcode, city, date of purchase, and purchase price and current property value, click done, save, and here you have new view, and it's now available from this drop down. If you are not happy, you can click edit this view, add other columns, or you can just delete it and create another one. So the views are here basically to help you customize the way you want to view the data, or the way you want to export the data. Okay. We have any other question for now, or we just jump to the next topic? Sorry.
You can continue the question, but we'll get that later. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, we'll have a questions and answer session in the end. Okay, how to set up key event reminders. So this is very important. On Lendlord, you can see the reminders on actually several places. On your dashboard, you will see just the very, I think like 3 months reminders. It can be for mortgage product, EPC, gas certificates, tenancy agreement end date, and you can see it there. We'll also see it on the alerts sidebar, and you will receive email notifications. And if you want to take action, you can go to the insights page, and there you can see all the events that require an action from you. And now I will discuss how you can set up those reminders. So basically, once you add a new property, or if you edit the property, just use the dates. When you create a date, the platform will create for you the reminder. And if you go to the settings page, you can decide, excuse me, when you want to receive the notifications before the due date. If you want to receive it 90 days, 60 days, 14 days, or even 3 days before the end date. So if you basically select those frequencies, you will receive email alerts with the reminders and also push notifications if you use our mobile app. So for instance, I will go to the mortgage section and I can define the rate expiry date. So let's say that the rate expiry date is actually 28th of December. I click done. I click on the alert sidebar. And now you can see that I have now alert for this property that the mortgage product rate is about to expire December 28th. And I will receive also a notification for this to my email with this specific due date. Then it can be applied for instance, in property details, there is the date of midterm inspection, property inspection. So if you want to inspect the property every 6 months, for instance, you can just set a reminder here. Let's say I want to inspect the property in April 6th, click done, and the platform will create a reminder for you. And as well for insurance end date, gas certificate, when is the time to renew it, electrical check, energy performance, etc. So any date you put on the property level on my portfolio will create an alert for you. And a tip how you can do it easier, I would go to portfolio overview, and you have this widget, account completion. So currently my account is completed with data with 73%-ish. So I can update some details from here. And I have this button to add all the missing due dates. So if I click on this, I just get a quick wizard with the property address. And then I just need to put the dates one by one. Click update, it will be updated on your My Portfolio. The gas certificate for this property, you can ignore ones if you don't know right now. So using this wizard basically will help you fill in all the due dates that you need. So you just need to follow the property address and then put the date, click update or ignore. Excuse me. Okay, so this was how you can set up and track your due date and get reminders. Do we have any question, Sarel?
Not right now. Okay, you can continue.
Okay. Let's continue to the next topic, how to upload and store documents. So let's go back to My Portfolio. So the documents are managed on the property level. So basically, hover over a property row, click on the 3 dots, and click Upload Documents. So there are some predefined documents that, but it's basically a suggestion. So you can upload any document. So for instance, the insurance policy, you can upload it from your desktop, and then it's available. You can also download it whenever you need. And you can upload other documents as well. And you can add new document, just name it and upload. floor plan, for instance. And of course, you can remove documents and upload as many as you want. Another way to view the documents is if you click on the property page, you can see all the documents that will upload to this property. You can also upload documents to a tenancy level, and we'll discuss the My Tenants and Tenancies. So just over a tenancy row, click on the 3 dots, upload document, and you will have the same here. So you can store documents and manage everything online. Next topic, how to store tenants and tenancies information. So basically, we now, like, I think, went over my portfolio functionality. Perhaps one more thing, you can, this is the nice feature. You can use the map view to see your properties on a Google map with some information from my portfolio. And of course, you can add your prospect ones and to see them as well. So I think this is like another feature that you can use when you use the My Portfolio page. Okay. Tenants and tenancies. I will go to My Tenants. So it's very similar to My Portfolio, just this page is for managing your tenants and tenancies. You can add one by one by click add tenant, and then just put the name, some contact details, the tenancy details. So you have to attach it to a specific property. If you have more than one unit, you can manage more than one unit for a given property. The tenancy period. Let's say it's for a year. What is the rent payment for this unit? What is the frequency you collect the rent? If it's a weekly, bi-weekly, weekly, monthly, you can choose. And the first payment date, this is the starting on. And if it's a rolling tenancy, you can just select yes, if not, select no. It's important for the platform to know if it's a rolling tenancy, the platform will create payment rows on the payment schedule after the end date as well. And you can also set reminders for rent review. So let's say I want to review my rent annually, like every year. So the next rent review will be in January 2023, but I can of course change this. I don't know, I want just in November, and I will receive due date alerts and notifications. And you can also put some details about the security for this property, tenancy, sorry. Then you click save. When you click save, the platform will create for you the payment schedule, and then you just need to review it, approve. And once you have the payment schedule, basically you have the baseline to start tracking your rent collection. So the platform will expect to receive those payments from those tenants and tenancies. The best way to track them basically is from the transactions page. So here I would add transaction, put a date, rent, then you need to select the property, the amount, and let's say it's 500, and I will select the payment. So let's say yeah, let's take it for November 2022. I put it where I click save. If you link your bank account, all the transactions will appear in the transactions page automatically. But if you don't use, you can import transactions with the CSV file, or you can add transaction manually as I just did. And then you can use this icon to allocate this transaction to this property and to this tenant. Yeah, I will override this. And if it's now colored as green, basically this now is allocated. And let's see on the payment schedule, you can see that now this tenant name was paid on November 1st, and we're not overdue for this tenant. Now on the portfolio overview, you can see that 1,200 pounds were already paid, and also it will be tracked on the profit and loss page. So I will just select this property, and you can see the 1,200 rent that was. Yes.
Two questions that related to each other. Peter is asking if you think it would be beneficial to upload all documents relating to a property, and if there is a limitation on properties that you can upload.
So it really depends on you. So where is the best place to manage your documents? I think we allow basically to upload unlimited documents. You can store the most relevant ones, so they can be available for you if you need. If you use our mobile app or just the mobile version from your smartphone, you can also access the documents from there. The limitations are not for the amount, but I think for the size. So I think starting, I don't know, sorry if you remember, but there's like size limit. So if the file is too big, you will need to upgrade to the premium plan. But I think it should be like very big in order to do that. So you can manage, I think, almost all of your documents with the free version as well. I hope I answered. And the second question, sorry?
It was I combined them.
Okay. All right. Okay. So we discussed about how you can add and manage your tenants and tenancies. So I just demoed it. Okay, let's continue. How to review data and insights on an ongoing basis. So here, basically, of course, you can use all the pages to review the data. And as I showed you, you can filter the data and use different views on the My Portfolio page. But there is the interactive report. So we send a weekly email with the interactive report link. I think this is a great way to get a high-level overview on your account. So the main page will show you how much equity you currently have, what is the current portfolio loan to value, and let's say that you will increase the loan to value to 60%, then how much equity you can release, some information about mortgaging opportunities you may have, information about the performance of this portfolio, what are the top performing properties on your portfolio, what are the worst performing properties on your portfolio, some information about taxes, but this is just based on the platform calculation. It's not 100% accurate, but it can give you some indication. And the next reminders. And if you maintain some prospect properties on the platform, you can also review them from the interactive report. Excuse me. Then you can go property by property and review the data of the specific property. For instance, for this address, the current property value is 255, but perhaps I think that now it's worth more, or I don't know if with the current market situation, it's worth less. So let's say I now assume it was just 250. I click done, and then the platform will store the new value. And again, you can use the estimation from property data as an indication for the property value. What is the current mortgage balance? How much equity you have on this specific property? the current loan to value of this property, how much equity you can release. Let's say that you will be able to get a refinance for 70%, the performance of this specific property. So for this, you need to manage your cash flow on Lendlord, all the transactions, so you can see the exact performance of this property. And also we provide some ranking. So you can see that this property ranked 14 out of my 16 properties. I don't own 16, it's just a demo account. So you can see the rank for each category or each metric. Some monthly figures, you can also update the rental income mortgage cost from here, and it will be stored on your My Portfolio, and some information about the taxes for this property. And then you just can click on the property picture and go property by property and review the high level performance of your portfolio. If you do it every week, you make sure that you're on track. You can see the performance of each property. You can see that the data is valid, etc. So this is the interactive report. We also send a weekly email with some newsletter and some information and some content about how to use the platform, and also a link to this report every week. All right. So now we are, so let's start the questions and answers session. We have 2 more minutes, but I think that we can spend more time if people want. Yes.
Okay, Aviram. So Lucy is asking if it's possible to file tax with Lendlord today.
Yes. So very important topic. We will do a cash flow webinar as well. So if you maintain your entire income and expenses on Lendlord, Lendlord is integrated with Untied. Untied is a tax platform, also authorized by the HMRC for making tax digital. So basically, using Lendlord, you will be able to file your tax returns also after the making tax digital reform. And the way doing it is to go to manage profit and loss, click on file your tax return. You will have some instructions, click proceed. Yeah, for that you will need to upgrade to our premium plan. Our premium plan is £15 per month if you're on a monthly plan, £144 if you subscribe to the annual plan. Not sure if I have this now on the demo account, but basically the next steps will be the platform will show you the summary of your P&L. You will need to approve it. It will, of course, take the mortgage interest outside, like all the things that Untied needs in order to submit your tax return. And then you will be redirected to Untied, but you will remain on Lendlord. So basically, it's an iframe, so you can see the data there, review it again, and then you can submit to the HMRC online. And on the cash flow webinar that is planned, I think for some of the next weeks, we will show a demo, and we are planning also a webinar together with the Untied team, so they can actually answer more questions on how the best way to do it. Also questions about making tax digital in general. Yes, sorry, do we have any other question?
There is another question. If the Lendlord platform warn a new higher mortgage rate, if it's coming, and if she can remortgage.
Okay, great question, because it's now in the roadmap. So currently, if you go to the finance side of the app and use the mortgage remortgage page, so here you can basically search for live products based on your profile. We actually don't provide now alerts or like a watch list, but it's definitely in the roadmap. So once you apply a filter and click search, the plan is to store it, and then you will be able to get reminders if the rate was increased or decreased, or if there are any new lenders that offer rate for your specific case. But this is not live yet. So now you need to go on demand to the platform and search for products. In terms of applying for a mortgage, so Lendlord basically is a free platform. Our premium plan is just for a minimal set of features, mainly for linking your bank account, or if you want to do unlimited postcode information searches. We do have a mortgage broker firm that can help you apply for a mortgage. The process starts fully online. You just need to put some details about the inquiry, click proceed. You will receive a fully online application. Usually the same day or even after 1 hour, you will receive a mortgage illustration uploaded to your mortgage, to your Lendlord account. And then you can proceed with the next steps to upload the documents, submit the application. And after post-submission, you will be able to see all the steps with the lenders and get reminders. So once the valuation is booked, you will get a reminder. Once you get the mortgage offer, you will see it here on your Lendlord account. So it's very streamlined way to get a mortgage, and we have experienced team of mortgage advisors that can help you. And this is the way we monetize the platform. And of course, you can also apply for bridging finance using Lendlord. Yes, sir.
Okay, another question on payment schedule.
Yep.
Mark is asking if the payment schedule is adjusted automatically, or you have to use the recreate payment schedule button.
So when you add the new tenant, the platform will create for you a default payment schedule for this specific tenant. You can take it to the beginning of the tenancy, and you can see all the expected future payments and also the historical payments if you want to store the historical data as well. Now, you can change this list by add a payment row. So let's say that there was a problem and now you want to do on-demand charge from your tenant. You can just edit, like add another row. Let's say that I want to charge for my tenant another £200. So I click save, and then I will see it on the list. Or you can delete rows. So the payment schedule is also customizable. So the platform will generate a draft for you. It might be good, but then you can tweak it, add rows, change rows, or delete rows. And another important thing, when you update, allocate a transaction that arrived to your account to a payment, you can also do some other stuff. You can do overpayments, or you can allocate transaction to a previous payment, or you can add transaction to existing payment. So basically, let's say that it was payment of 500 and you received it in 2 tranches of 200 and 300. When you receive the 300, you will be able to add it to the payment of the 500. So you can basically allocate 2 transactions to 1 payment schedule using Lendlord.
And let's say the rent increased in the middle of the year. How can I change it without ruining the past rent payments?
So let's do a try. Okay, so in this tenancy, let's say that we want to increase the rent starting August 7th. So I will go back to the My Tenants page. We'll click Edit. And then let's change the rent 500. Actually, I'm not sure it will work. Okay. Okay, so the platform identify that I changed the rent, and then I just need to decide the date. So let's say I want to change it starting August 9th. Click update. Then you review it. Yeah, I think, I don't know why it didn't show the entire, just until 2020, but let's click submit and I'll review it from the full page. Yes, so you can see that starting the next month after post-August, the rent is changed to 500. So yes, you can change the payment schedule this way. This is the best way to do it, but you can also change it row by row by click edit and change the amount here as well. All right.
Yes.
I have a
Okay.
question, Aaron.
Yes. Hi, Alex.
If I decide to sell property, can this software help me model the more likely scenario in terms of SDLT, and then, the tax, the capital gain tax, and so on? Is that possible?
Yes. So on my portfolio, you should have, we just removed it. Let's see if I have it on the property page on taxes. Yes, so we calculate the capital gains tax for this property based on the current value and also based on the tax band. So you can see, but again, we can't guarantee it's 100% accurate, but this is like estimation based on the calculation the platform does. So you can get this data here. In terms of, by the way, we just launched the Lendlord auction, so there is also an option to discuss a potential sale with our auction team. So if you are looking to, and this is for all users, so if you look now to sell your property, and the benefits are with our auctions is speed, certainty, because the completion should happen between 4 to 6 weeks. And also if the property is a quality property, then you can get, if you get more bidders, then the price also can go up. But of course, with auction, it can also go down. So this is like basically you need to take a look on those two sides of the coin. But this is something that will be available. It's now available for instruction. So if you want to sell your property, you can send instruction, then you will get a phone call from our team that can also advise in terms of the taxes and things like that when you sell the property, and the commissions. So you can just apply here. It's not binding. You will just receive a phone call.
Does it have to be a paid version or free version as well?
No, it's available on the free version. It's
amazing.
Yeah. I think most of the functionalities are free. The things that are under the premium version are on the cash flow. If you want to link your bank account in a secure way, we use a trusted partner authorized by the FCA called Plaid. So you can just select your bank, then it will be redirected to your bank account securely. You can put your credentials. We don't store any of your credentials. We don't get them. We just get a read access to your bank account through this company, Plaid. And then you will see all the transactions every 24 hours. The platform will retrieve the transactions to your account. And you just need to allocate them at this point. So this is on the premium version, and also the postcode information page. So you have 3, I have 100, I have some privileges, but if like a regular user will have 3 searches per month. And then if you want to use more, you will need to upgrade to the premium plan.
Amazing, thank you.
Thank you, Alex. Okay. Any other question we have, Sarah? Do we have?
No.
Okay, so thank you, everyone. Feel free to reach out to us. You can use this chat. We usually try to answer very fast. And you can also send feedback, or if you want to see other features, just send us a note. Sarah will put all the links on the chat. Yeah, just put all the links again. Thank you very much for joining, and we hope to see you in the next webinar. Thanks, everyone.